Hey there! Today, I'm about to share a no-fail recipe for some seriously yummy custard eclairs. First, you'll need 3 egg yolks. We're going to use them to make the custard. Overall, this recipe uses basic ingredients you probably have on hand. Alright, mix the yolks together nicely and let them hang out until it's their turn. Now mix up all the dry ingredients. In a different bowl, toss in 3 spoons of sugar. Add 2 spoons of flour. All-purpose works fine. Finally, throw in a pinch of salt and mix everything together well. Next up, you'll need to heat the milk properly. But first, add a tablespoon of sugar to the pot. Then, pour in 2 cups of milk. The sugar at the bottom helps keep the milk from sticking or clumping as it heats. After that, turn the stove to medium heat and warm the milk until you see foam forming around the edges of the pot. No need to let it boil. Grab that sugar-flour combo and slowly dump it into the milk. But no time to chill. Start stirring unless you want a lumpy mess. Keep stirring until the whole thing thickens up a bit. You'll know you're winning the game after about 3 to 5 minutes. Gradually sneak in about 1/2 cup of that hot milk magic into the egg yolks, but keep stirring. This is called tempering, fancy word for let's warm these yolks up without turning them into scrambled eggs. Once that's done, dump the eggy goodness back into the pan with the rest of the hot milk and get stirring again. Cook on medium heat, stirring constantly. It'll thicken like pudding in about 3 to 5 minutes. Just be careful not to let it boil or it could curdle. To check if it's ready, dip a wooden spoon into the custard, then run your finger across the back. If the line stays clear like a road after a snowplow, you're good to go. Take the pan off the heat and throw in a few drops of vanilla extract. It's totally optional, but let's be real, it's going to taste way better with it. Look at that finished custard. It's thick enough to rival your favorite pudding. Go ahead and pour the custard into a clean container. And if it's chilled, even better. This helps stop it from overcooking and curdling, so it stays nice and smooth. I'd recommend straining the custard through a sieve once it's cooked. It'll help get rid of any lumps or bits that might have formed while it was cooking. After the custard has cooled down a bit, just press some cling film right onto the surface. This helps keep a crust from forming on top. Then chill in the fridge. Alright folks, it's time to whip up some choux pastry. Pour some water into the pot. Add a tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and some butter. Better if it's cubed like tiny butter bricks. Cook it over medium heat until that butter is totally melted. Give it a stir to make sure the butter is mingling nicely. Okay, grab the flour and toss it right into the pan on the stove. Mix well with a wooden spoon until it looks like Play-Doh. This should take about 1 to 2 minutes. Keep cooking the dough for another 3 to 5 minutes, stirring all the time to let it dry out a bit. If the dough isn't dried out enough during cooking, it won't hold enough steam when baked, leading to flat eclairs. Now move the dough to a clean bowl and let it cool for a bit. Time to add the eggs. Start by tossing in 2 eggs into the dough. For the last egg, crack it into a separate bowl and mix it up really well. We'll add it gradually as needed. Alright, let's get started mixing the dough with the eggs. Now, I love using a mixer with those fancy dough hooks, but if you want to go old school and mix it by hand, go for it. At first, your dough might look like it's throwing a tantrum and separating. But don't panic. Just keep stirring, and I promise it'll eventually get its act together. Now, the dough is starting to look smooth, but it's still pretty thick. So, I'm going to toss in some of that beaten egg and keep mixing. You want it to be thick enough to pipe, but not too runny. Looks like that's the perfect amount. The dough is nice and smooth, with a shiny finish. You'll know it's ready when it holds its shape, but can still drip off the spatula very slowly. Now carefully transfer the dough into a pastry bag, making sure to fill it evenly. This will help you pipe the dough with precision and ensure smooth, consistent results when you're ready to shape it. Squeeze the dough from your pastry bag onto the baking tray with a French star tip. Those little teeth make nice ridges on the choux pastry, helping it bake evenly and preventing any cracks. Hold the pastry bag at a 45-degree angle, just above the tray. Release pressure at the end of each eclair for a clean finish. Pop those eclairs into the preheated oven and let the magic happen. The temp and time are all in the video description. Meanwhile, let's wrap up the custard. Pour a cup of heavy cream into a fresh bowl, chilled if you're feeling fancy. Start whipping it on the lowest speed, nice and easy. No need to rush. As it thickens up, toss in a tablespoon of sugar and slowly ramp up the speed until you're at full power. The goal is to get it thick and creamy, but don't overdo it, unless you're aiming for grainy butter, which I'm guessing you're not. All right, go ahead and grab that chilled custard from the fridge. Yep, it's no longer a liquid. Now you've got yourself a nice solid block of deliciousness. Now grab that custard block and gently toss it into your whipped cream. Don't worry if it feels a little firm. That's exactly what you want. Once it's in there, it's time to blend these two beauties together. You can use a mixer or keep it classic by doing it by hand. It's up to you. Just make sure it's all smooth and well blended in the end. Sure, you could skip the cream and just use the custard, but mixing them is a total game changer. Now just transfer the custard into a pastry bag. If you don't have one, you can totally use a regular bag and just cut the corner off. Finally, it's the fun part. Time to take the eclairs out of the oven. Oh, look at this deliciousness. Grab an eclair and let's fill it with cream. I usually poke a small hole at the bottom and stick the tip of the pastry bag in to fill it up. Just squeeze until it's loaded with cream. These eclairs turned out not only beautiful and crispy, but absolutely delicious. The light, creamy filling pairs perfectly with the slightly salty pastry. I definitely recommend enjoying them right after filling. But hey, don't be too greedy. Save some for the kids.